Hey everyone, so this video is all about how much we pay for our beauty products. I've done a comparison between the cost for some products that I've picked out between USA, the UK and Australia. I do sometimes get asked how much things cost in Australia because people are either coming here on a holiday or they're moving here. But I also thought it would be helpful for people going out of Australia on a holiday so they know what to buy and what not to buy and what to stock up on. Hopefully it's helpful. At the moment, I guess, to give you an idea of how much things are worth, the Aussie dollar is about $1 Australian per $1 US, so they are fairly close at the moment. Pounds is a little bit stronger, so it's about £1.50 per $1 Australian dollar. And I'll pop the links below for currency conversion in case you want to work it out and work it all back to your local currency to see how much things are worth. So the prices that I go through, for USA, it'll all be in US dollars. For the UK, it'll all be in pounds. And for Australia, it'll all be in Australian dollars. I mean, overall, things are more expensive in Australia. Cost of living in general is more expensive. So, you know, bills, clothing, furniture, food, you name it, it's more expensive than a lot of countries. Cosmetics is what I'm going to be focusing on. And, I mean, there are some reasons why they'd be more expensive. So, shipping it to Australia, we're an island after all, so we do have to ship it in. Then you've got like import taxes, import duties, customs duties, more taxes. They're a luxury item as well. Then you've got supply demand, and also the fact that we're willing to pay for them because retailers are selling them at that price and they're still selling. So of course they're going to keep charging that much if they can make a bigger profit off them. And why wouldn't they? It's a business after all. But yeah, it's still a lot more expensive. At the moment though, people are kind of swaying that idea and they're buying online a lot, and I can't blame them because with things becoming so expensive here, budgets are becoming tighter. So if you can save money from buying online, I do it myself, and I can understand why people are doing it a lot more. So it's, you know, it's making it hard for retailers, but it's a lot cheaper. So what I've done is I've broken it down into a couple of different brands and a couple of products from each. I'll go through the items and I'll show you or tell you the cost in each country. So the first brand is MAC, and the first item is an eyeshadow. So even though mine's a bit messy, it's the price for just a standard eyeshadow, not a limited edition or anything like that. In the US, you'll pay about $15. In the UK, it's about $11.50. And in Australia, you'll pay 33 Australian dollars. So it's over double of the USA, and it's really expensive, as you can tell already. A MAC lipstick, again, standard lipstick. In the USA, $14.50. In the UK, $13.50. And in Australia, $36. That's another reason why I back to MAC when I can. The next product is a Mineralized Skin Finish Natural. In the US it's about $27, in the UK it's about £18.50, and in Australia we pay $47 for one of these. The next one is just a standard blush powder from MAC. In the USA it's $19.50. In the UK it's £17, and in Australia it's $41 on average. So it's quite expensive. The next product I don't have, but I know it's popular. It's the Studio Fix Fluid Foundation. In USA it's $26.50. In the UK it's $19.50. And in Australia it's $49. So you can definitely tell the difference. The next is a drugstore lipstick. It's by Rimmel. It's the Moisture Renew lipstick. In the US, it's $5.99, so just under $6. In the UK, it's £6.30. And in Australia, you'll pay $13.95 for this lipstick. Sounds expensive, however, in Australian standards, that's a fairly cheap drugstore lipstick, as you'll be able to tell with the next item. It's Revlon is the next brand, and this is the Colour Burst lipstick. So in the USA, you'll pay just under $9 for this lipstick. In the UK, it is $7.50. In Australia, you'll pay just shy of $24. So in Australia, drugstore brands aren't really that cheap. They're fairly comparable in price to high-end brands in the UK and US, except high-end brands here in Australia do cost quite a bit more. So it's, you know, it's a shame, but when we go shopping for drugstore items, they're actually not really that cheap. Another product that's popular from Revlon is the Colour Stay Foundation. So in the USA, you'll pay $11.99 for this. In the UK, it's $12.49. And in Australia, we pay $37.95 for the Revlon Colour Stay. The next brand I'm going to do is L'Oreal, another drugstore. In the US, for this infallible lipstick, you will pay $9.99, just under $10. In the UK, it's $8.20, and in Australia, it is $27. So that's really quite expensive. Then there's the foundation. It's the infallible foundation. In America, it's $11.99. In the UK, it's $12.29. And in Australia, it's just under $36. The next one is L'Oreal Mascara. It's a telescopic mascara. In the US, you'll pay just under $9. In the UK, you'll be paying $11.29. And in Australia, you'll be paying just under $27 for one mascara, which is fairly standard. The next one I added in, and it's actually what I'm wearing at the moment, it's in Apricot Sorbet, but it's a L'Oreal Glam Shine Lip Gloss, and I thought this one was rather interesting. In the USA, it's $7. In the UK, it's about $7.70. In Australia, it's $22.95, and I would never pay full price for that. I like them, I really do, but I bought mine for like $9 on special. I try not to buy products at full price when I can avoid it, because it's just really expensive and I don't think it's worth it. Next is Maybelline Mascara, Falsies. Most of you would have seen this around YouTube. In the USA, you'll pay $6.99 for this one. In the UK, you'll pay $8.19. And in Australia, we pay $19.25 on average for this mascara. So there is a really big difference in that as well. The next product I don't have, but it's the Maybelline Dream Matte Mousse Foundation. And in the USA, you'll pay $7.99. In the UK, you'll pay $7.70. In Australia, you'll pay $21.95. So again, quite expensive for a drugstore foundation. The next product is just a Burt's Bees chapstick. On average, you'll pay about $3 in the USA, about $3.60 in the UK, and about $7 in Australia for one of these chapsticks. So that's actually not too bad in comparison, but still not great. The next product I don't have, but I thought I'd throw in some perfumes. I'll put the measurements down here somewhere because I'm not quite sure of the ounces to mils. So I'll read them out in mils, but I will pop down what they stand here. So there'll be like 30 mils equals, 50 mils equals, and 100 mils equals. That way you can work out the ounces. So the first one is DKNY Be Delicious, and that's the green apple, whatever that one is. I think it's Be Delicious. It's 30ml bottle. In the US, it'll set you back about $42. In the UK, about £30. In Australia, you'll pay about 70 Australian dollars for a 30ml bottle. The next perfume is Vera Wang Princess, and this is the 50ml bottle. In the US, it's about $60. In the UK, it's about £44. In Australia, you'll pay $80 for a 50ml. And the last perfume is Calvin Klein Eternity, and it's 100ml. In the US, you'll pay about $72. In the UK, about £60. And in Australia, you'll pay $160 for that bottle. The next brand is Inglot. So I don't have the first product, it's just one of their pigment jars, and I only have the US and Australian price. I don't know the UK prices. But yeah, so for a pigment it's US $14 or 26 Australian dollars. So there is still a big difference there. Then we've got one of these Freedom lipstick replacements or refills. In the US it's $4. In Australia it's $8. And the last one is just a refill for the eyeshadow. From US it's $5. From Australia it's $10, so it's twice the price. So as you can see, overall Australia is at least double the price of the USA, which is across the board in a lot of cosmetics, and some of them are even worse than that. I hope you guys found this video interesting and helpful. Please feel free to comment below with what products cost in your country if you're not in the UK, US or USA because I'd really like to know the difference and to see how much different it is in other areas of the world as well, because while Australia is expensive, there are probably countries out there that are just as expensive as Australia as well. But yeah, let me know what you think. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them below, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye! Hey everyone, so this video is all about I didn't really think that through, did I? In the UK, you'll pay roughly 11... Hey everyone, so this video is... And in Australia, it is... That's wrong. In the US, it's about $7. In the UK, it's about £7.70. Whoopsie daisy, let me do that again. It's just over half the mark, so just to give you a rough idea of what that's like. Just roughly, really roughly. Actually, I'll check that. I thought it would be rather interesting to find that out, and I do get asked quite... What I'm going to do is go through a couple of brands, and it's a really long intro. And in Australia, it's $36. Oh, come on, it's not full.